What's ahead for Circle Center Mall in downtown Indianapolis, and a new craft spirits distillery and cocktail company coming to the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Just a few of the stories our partners at the IBJ are working on for this week's edition. IBJ Editor Lesley Weidenbener joins us now from the IBJ newsroom with the tales. Welcome as always, Lesley.
Thanks so much for having me, Gary.
Yeah, you know, Circle Center was such a dynamic place, a real catalyst for downtown development when it opened, and for several years later, it has become quite the opposite, unfortunately, in recent years, a bit of an eyesore and a challenge. But I know you've got a story this week that says the future of Circle Center perhaps will begin to come a bit more in focus before long.
Yeah, we learned this past week that Simon Property, who was one of about 20 original owners of the mall, 20 companies put in money to help build it in partnership with the city. Simon actually sold its shares, about 15%, to the remaining owners. And then the owners announced that they're working with 5 groups of architects, asking them to submit proposals on what could be next for the mall. And I'm expecting that they will see some big redevelopment ideas from those groups.
Yeah, and there, as you know, is going to be a lot of interest in what comes out of that, because everyone wants to know what is next for that high-profile property. Big name company in Indiana, Lilly and Company, putting the brakes perhaps on an Alzheimer's drug, and because of Medicare.
Yeah, this is actually a really complicated situation. Lilly has had some promising results in trials of its new experimental Alzheimer's drug, but there are some other drugs that have had mixed results, and so Medicare has actually decided it's not probably going to pay for this class of drugs. Lilly had been planning to ask the FDA for expedited approval, but now they've put that on hold as they try to work out the problems with Medicare. So there is a lot of thought that as more studies become available, Medicare might change its mind.
Yeah, very good. A final story, and this is one that I know a lot of people will be interested in too. A new craft spirits distillery, a full-time distillery going into the Indiana State Fairgrounds.
Yeah, this is kind of a funny one, isn't it? Because it wasn't that long ago, maybe 7 years ago, when you couldn't get alcohol at the state fairgrounds at all. And it was a big deal when the legislature decided to allow it. Now you've got three folks who are starting up a new distillery, High and Mighty, and they're actually going to be located in the South Pavilion, which is in the southwestern corner, right down there by the Monon.
Yeah, very interesting. As you said, you know, at one time you couldn't get alcohol there at all. Now going kind of coming full circle. And this is, I guess, the first full-time retailer anywhere on the fairgrounds in like 20 years.
Like 20 years. You know, Hook's Drugs was open there actually year-round and then went to the fair only. So this will be the first time since then. There are some offices and some other organizations that have full-time offices there, but not in terms of retail, in terms of bringing folks in. So this is going to be a great experiment. Good
stuff. A lot of great stories, as always, this weekend in the IBJ. That publication will be coming out very soon. Lesley Weidenbener, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much, Gary.
Okay.